Social Security just went up, and today we are going to talk clearly, simply, and calmly about what this means for you, for your family, and for millions of Americans who depend on monthly benefits to survive. There has been a lot of confusion, a lot of questions, and a lot of excitement ever since the announcement came out that Social Security payments, including SSA, SSI, and SSDI, are increasing. So, in this video, I will break everything down slowly and in easy English so you understand every detail. Whether you receive retirement benefits, disability benefits, survivor benefits, supplemental security income, or someone in your family does, this update matters to you. The new increase means more monthly money, and we will talk about how much more you might get when it will arrive, how this will affect daily life, and whether this increase works like a stimulus. Keep watching because everything you need to know is right inside this update. The first you need to know is that Social Security is officially going up by a new adjustment. This increase is called a cost of living adjustment, commonly known as COA. The purpose of COLA is simple: to help benefits keep up with the rising cost of living. Prices for food, electricity, rent, gas, medication, and almost everything else have been rising, and people who depend on Social Security often feel the pressure more than anyone else. So, every year, the government looks at inflation and decides how much benefits should increase. This time, the increase is 2.8%. On paper, it may not sound huge, but for someone living on a fixed income, every dollar matters. This change applies to almost everyone receiving Social Security checks, including retirees, disabled individuals, widows and widowers, and people receiving SSI benefits. Now, imagine this in simple terms. If you receive a basic Social Security retirement check, your monthly amount will go up starting in January. For many people, this could mean around 50 or 60 extra dollars per month. That might not seem like a large amount, but for someone buying groceries, paying for medicine, covering rent, or handling bills, that extra amount can absolutely make a difference. People receiving SSDI, which is Social Security Disability Insurance, will also see their benefit amount rise. This is especially important because many people on disability cannot work full-time or even part-time, and Social Security is their main source of support, so even a small increase can help them breathe a little easier. SSI recipients also get an increase. SSI, or Supplemental Security Income, is a program built to help people who have very limited income and resources. Some SSI recipients are disabled, some are seniors in need, and some are younger individuals with serious conditions or limitations. This group will receive an increase in their maximum monthly amounts, meaning single individuals will get more and couples who both qualify will get more as well. What is very important to know is that SSI increases usually show up slightly earlier than regular Social Security increases. Normally, the first increased SSI payment arrives on December 31st because the payment that is meant for the 1st of January is released early due to the holiday. So, for people on SSI, the higher payment will likely arrive even before the year begins, while retirees and SSDI recipients will see their increase with their January payment. This is exciting news for many people, but there is something important to understand. Even though benefits are going up, not everyone will feel the increase equally. Some people have deductions taken out of their Social Security payments. For example, many seniors have Medicare premiums automatically subtracted from their monthly checks. If Medicare costs increase, at the same time, Social Security goes up, the final amount a person actually receives could be lower than expected. In simple terms, you might think your benefit will increase by a certain amount, but after deductions, the difference might be smaller. This is why it is so important to read the benefit letter you will receive in December. That letter will show your new payment amount, including all additions and deductions. Now let's talk about timing. Social Security sends out benefits depending on your birth date. If your birthday is earlier in the month, you receive your payment on the second Wednesday. If your birthday is later in the month, your payment arrives on the third or fourth Wednesday. That schedule stays the same. Even with the increase, the only group that receives payments on the first of each month is SSI recipients. But when the first day of the month falls on a weekend or a holiday, SSI is paid earlier. That is why many people will get two SSI payments in December and then none at the beginning of January, because the January amount gets paid early. This can be confusing if you do not understand how the system works, but it is completely normal and has nothing to do with errors. Next, let's answer the question many people have been asking. Is this increase a stimulus? The honest answer is no. This is not a stimulus check or a one-time payment. It is a permanent increase that applies to every month going forward. Stimulus payments are special emergency payments given only during times like pandemics or major economic crises. COLA increases are different because they happen every year to help payments keep up with inflation. But even though this is not a stimulus, many people say it feels like one because getting more money each month can help cover rising costs. Now, let's talk about what this increase means for daily life. For people living on a fixed income, budgeting is everything. Some people have to choose between buying medicine and paying electricity, or between paying rent and buying food. So even a small increase can reduce stress. Retirees who depend fully on Social Security may finally feel a little more breathing room in their monthly budget. Disabled individuals may be able to afford transportation, medical equipment, or small household needs more easily. SSI recipients may find it easier to manage day-to-day expenses or get essential items they have been delaying. Of course, the increase is modest, and many people say it is still not enough to match the rising cost of living. Prices in the real world often go up faster than the official inflation calculation. Rent, healthcare, utilities, and groceries are often more expensive than ever. So, even though the adjustment helps, it does not completely solve financial challenges. Many seniors, disabled individuals, and families still struggle because Social Security is their only income. But even small improvements can make life a little easier, especially for those who are most vulnerable. Another important part of this update involves planning. If you receive Social Security, now is a good time to review your budget. Think about how the extra money can help you. Maybe you can put some aside for emergency savings. Maybe you can use a little more for groceries. Maybe you can catch up on overdue bills or manage your medication expenses better. Even small financial changes can lead to big improvements in stability. If you are a caregiver or have a family member whose Social Security payment helps support your household, you may want to adjust your family budget as well. If you feel confused or if your payment amount seems wrong, you should contact Social Security for help. Mistakes can happen, and if you see something unusual, it is better to fix it quickly. You can also create an online account to view your payment details, check your notices, or ask questions. Seniors who do not use computers may find it easier to ask a family member to help check their account or read their benefit letter. Understanding your payment amount is very important, especially if you depend on it every month. Another big question people ask is whether working affects Social Security. For people under full retirement age, there is an earnings limit. If you earn more than that limit while receiving early retirement benefits, your payment might be reduced. This rule does not affect SSI or SSDI the same way, and it does not affect people who already reached full retirement age. But for some people, the earnings limit goes up each year, which means you can earn slightly more before it affects your benefits. This is helpful for seniors who still work part-time or want to earn a little extra money. Looking ahead, this increase is a reminder of the importance of planning for rising costs. Whether you are retired, disabled, or caring for someone who receives benefits, it helps to stay informed. Social Security benefits may not always rise as fast as prices, so stretching your money wisely is important. For people on SSI and SSDI, it is also important to report any changes in income or living situation to avoid issues with eligibility. Staying organized and informed can make your financial life much smoother. So, let's bring everything together clearly. Social Security is going up. Payments for SSA, SSI, and SSDI will be higher. The increase is happening soon. The new amounts will show up for SSI at the very end of the year. And for everyone else in January, you will receive a letter explaining your new exact benefit amount. This increase is meant to help with inflation. It is not a stimulus and it will continue every month going forward. Even though the increase is not huge, it can help people with essential expenses. This is good news for retirees, disabled individuals, and families who rely on these payments.